Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Trace Williams. This is What Do You Think? Today's episode, Shopping for Breakfast. Noticing the generational difference. As I pull into the parking lot of the neighborhood convenience store, I notice a gentleman in his early 50s, if I had to guess. He was carting a 50-pound bag of dog food towards his vehicle. As I exited my car, I said to the man, quote, "That doesn't look like a very good breakfast." He quit back, "Tell that to my dogs. They will eat anything. Probably roadkill if I gave it to them." We shared a laugh, and if only for a moment, we brightened each other's day. I enter the store to begin my shopping. I pick out my waffle mix, my bacon, butter, and so forth. I'm not in a rush, but I was moving quickly in order to get back home and make brunch. As I get to the checkout lane, ahead of me are two women. One was younger, maybe in her late 20s, and the other a little older. She may have been in her late 50s or early 60s. My goal is to leave any situation, if possible, with a laugh and a smile. So as each of these women were holding bread and eggs, I asked them if they were cooking, to which they implied that they were. I told them that since they were cooking, I'll put my things back and ask them what time we were eating. Recognizing the sense of humor, they both chuckled, smiled, and replied that I needed to bring my own. They just didn't grab enough for all of us. Again, we smiled and chuckled at the light-hearted conversation. Next, it was the turn of the clerk, ringing up the items I was purchasing. After everything was totaled and paid for, I noticed cases of water on a rolling display cart. I asked if I could grab one of those as well, thus creating another transaction. She replied with a smile, "That's no problem, honey." She was definitely in her 60s. As she rang up the item, I asked her if she came with the case of water to bring it into the house. Of course, she smiled and said, "Sure." I jokingly said that I would see her in 5 minutes or so. Again, another smile, another chuckle shared. Each of these moments, if only for those moments, enhanced all of the lives involved. As I began to back out of the parking lot, I noticed a young man, maybe in his early 20s, late teens, walking up on the rear of the car. I stopped and waited for him to pass, and he looked at me with a glare. I saw him right away. There was absolutely no danger nor risk to this young man. He appeared as though he were filled with animosity and anger. It was an uncomfortable moment. I waved to him, and he continued to walk. His expression never changed, nor did the position of his hand, which remained at his side the entire time. I don't dare want to try to interpret his thoughts. His thoughts were not my thoughts. His actions, however, are open to my interpretation. I've told you the approximate ages and genders of each of these individuals. By the way, I'm 50-ish. So now you know. What I neglected to tell you is that I was the only Caucasian in a minority neighborhood. My perception is that there was none of this racism that we keep getting inundated with by the mainstream media. We were all just people. However, in the case of this young man, what was his way of thinking as he glared upon me? Honestly, I do not know the answer to that question. But could it be possible that he has been indoctrinated, that racism is rampant in this country? What appears to be the average age of the looters and rioters, could that be the possible start or reintroduction to racism in this country? Who exactly is it telling us that we're a systematically racist nation? Is it once again the media telling us what to think and how to think? Maybe it is up to us as an older generation, both black and white, to show these youngsters that it is all about personality and attitude that enables us to share a smile and a laugh, that enables us to enhance each other's moments. Maybe it is up to us to ignore the perception that the mainstream media is trying to promote. Maybe it is up to us to prove that content of character, quote unquote, is what relationship is all about? I don't know, folks. I just ask the questions. Questions just like, what do you think? I'm Trace Williams. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.